edges there. This one's going to be kind of tough to do. Let's actually go to polygon mode. Select that polygon there and switch this to local. Oops. Pull that forward. Let's turn off that constrain though. Pull that forward. And there we go. Get a nice round finger there. Let's take this edge and turn on constrain to edge. Push that forward. Well, let's switch this back to local. And there we go. Okay, very good. Go to vertex mode. You can take these vertices here and you can scale them toward one another to kind of help it be a little more round. But actually I think we're doing okay on that. Scale that in a little bit like that. Just kind of help with getting the point of that finger. All right, so there is one finger. Now, what we can do with this is we can actually use it to get the other fingers. But I do want to just kind of do a little bit of work on this. Let's control right click on it and go to polydraw extend, or not polydraw extend, let's do swift loop. And with swift loop we'll hold down shift and we're just going to create some edges right along the center of those, and that's going to help us to get the shape of that finger. Do the same thing right there. On that edge, set of edges that it just created, hit F3, you can see that it's selected there. Grab your scale tool and scale that in all three directions just to kind of bring that back up. And let me go to local on that, bring that down in the Y there. And let me go ahead and just rotate that to the orientation of that glove there. Okay. All right, so there is our finger. We've got some nice loops there. Now really quickly we need to make sure that we create the loops around the knuckles so that way we get a nice little bend around that. Now this is done very easily by creating some extra loops in here. So I'm going to control right click, go to swift loop. I'm not going to hold down shift on this though. So this is where the knuckle is. But I'm going to go on either side of that, just like so. And the same thing right here, either side of that. But then I'm going to go to vertex mode. And I'm going to right click and target weld those points back toward the center. Okay. And I'm going to go to right here, right about the middle of the finger. So right down the side of that. And I'm going to do that on both sides. So down the center, and then on either side of that. And what this does is it creates some triangles, and it will allow that to bend and to deform around that. Now if you need to, go ahead and move those vertices with the edge constraint turned on. Let me switch this to view here. And just move that down the edge, just kind of spread that apart a little bit. Okay, so that way you get a nice crisp edge there, so that way it can bend very easily. And there we go. Okay, so we've got that, and then we should have everything that we need here. All right, so we've got that finger. Now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get the rest of them. So this can be done by just taking the object, holding shift, dragging that down in the local direction. In this lesson, we're going to build the thumb of our character. All right, so let's go ahead and continue borrowing some of the geometry that we've already created for the finger. So I'm going to hold down shift, I'm going to pull that out, make sure that it's set to copy, and then hit OK. Let's go ahead and move it into position. Now the thumb works a little bit differently than the rest of the fingers. It's got a little bit of a different shape, and the main joint of it actually starts right down in here. But we're only going to be building right up to here for right now. So let's go ahead and just position this the best that we can.